Hello, this is Dr. Nish Sonwwalkar. Let me give you some brief about how we can optimize individual learning performance. As you know, the goal always has been of any educational system to maximize learning outcome. As you know, the learning outcome debate is vigorous right now, primarily because there's so much money is spent on educational system as well as colleges. The fee is going high and high. Still, the learning outcomes are not very impressive. As you know, some of the data currently collected by National Office of Statistics shows that almost 50% of K-12 students in the major cities of United States, which are highly funded school systems, are not completing the high school graduation. So that's where the question comes, how can we optimize or maximize individual learning performance? So we go back to how we can define individuals in terms of their personality traits and then connect their personality trait with the learning strategies which we have been talking about in terms of the learning with apprentice, incidental, inductive, deductive, and discovery learning models. So on one hand we have these learning strategies. On the other hand, if we can define personality types or personality traits, is there any correlation where we can optimize connection between personality type and what models may be more useful, and then provide appropriate feedback, intelligent feedback throughout the course of the studies so that you can get maximum learning outcome. So that's where some of the research which is proposed and have been well established in the area of cognitive psychology by Dr. Carl C. Jung comes into play, where he defined the personality traits in terms of 8 different parameters, originally starting with extroversion and introversion, sensing and intuition, thinking and feeling, or judging and perceiving. So these were the traits which he originally defined. But based on these Jungian models, Myers-Briggs, which was a team of mother and daughter, they came up with a personality type test which is called Myers-Briggs test, which is widely used in various corporations, military, government, in order to define the personality type. And they come up with 16 different ways of defining, again using these 8 parameters. So it is possible that one can use similar instrument or similar way of collecting information on the personality type. And there are numerous similar instruments available today for the personality identification, which are used widely in the management practices. And so our thinking here is that once we collect data on personality type, and if we can create the correlation with learning strategies, which we define as apprentice step-by-step learning, incidental case study learning, inductive example-based learning, deductive application-based learning, and discovery, which is simulation-based learning. So now we have a way to look at personality type data, which is coming from the a student's background or portfolio, let's say from the secondary education side, and now when the student goes to post-secondary or higher education, then we utilize that data where we can define certain personality traits of learning if we have collected that data in K-12, and then plug that into our adaptive learning system, where the system now becomes sensitive based on that input data. This student is more sensing intuitive, so we are going to use more case study models or any model which correlates very well with that. So this kind of optimizing information requires that we are able to define the learner type, then we can define instructional design type which matches with the learner type, and then providing them continuous intelligent feedback and provide content dynamically in a way that matches individual learning preferences, So student does extremely well without wasting any time trying other different learning strategies and model, and finishes his course of studies with flying colors as well as with maximum output. So that's our thesis on collecting sufficient data, and it's very important to note that because now we are using online systems where we are able to track every click made by the student, every learning strategy used by the student to maximize their output in diagnostic quizzes, as well as their learning outcome in courses. So we have a unique opportunity now to come up with optimization systems which are going to help and dynamically organize, self-organize themselves so that they can improve and maximize the performance of individual learners. This is a great opportunity for adaptive learning systems where we can almost predict behavior of individual learners based on their past performances and past behaviors and project that forward so that we can get maximum output.